Hello students, welcome back with me, Miss Mona Lisa Pasaribu, and today for this week, for English 4 for Diploma 3, for the second week, we are going to discuss still about journal article, and for this week we will talk about how to summarize a journal article. So let us check the material for this week. So as you can see, the outline for the video for today will be about the review from last week's material, and then we're going to have a look at the theory of how to write down a summary of a journal article, and then later on you'll be able to do some practice on your own. Yeah, so let's check the review first. So last week we were discussing about the format or the pattern of a journal article. So from this pattern, I think you now be able to picturize or describe what is actually needed for each part of the journal article. And you also have seen quite plenty of examples of a journal article. The one that is being shared by me and Miss Julie in D3TK class. Then you'll be able to see and picturize yourself what happens to you later with your own writing as you see the examples of the resources that is given by your lecturers. Okay, so that's the review from last week, everyone. Again, if you still have questions about this material, you're most welcome to ask either one of us, Miss Julie or Aya. Okay, so to start our discussion for this week about how to summarize a journal article, here is a little bit of a cartoon for you about books and ebooks, where books have a summary at the back of the book, or synopsis you call it, while ebooks don't have it. Okay, so yeah, just a difference between books and ebooks, and the summary and no summary over there. Yeah. So now we will talk about what is a summary. So summary of a journal article is actually a process of presenting a focused overview of a completed research study that is published in a peer-reviewed scholarly source. So it's actually a presentation of an overview from a journal article. Okay, so it provides potential readers with a short descriptive commentary, gives some insight to the article focus. And also, this is a common task for college students and research assistants, so that they are able to do research later on. So before you do research, it is strongly suggested that you read and summarize a journal article, so that you can get a picture of what a journal article is, and then you'll be able to do your own writing. Yeah, so that is the definition of a journal, summarizing a journal article. So here I also actually give you a question. In your opinion, what is actually the definition of a journal article? What comes to your mind when you hear the word summary? Okay, so for this question, what I want you to do, I want you for D3TI, for Diploma 3 Technology, Information Technology, I want you to put your answer in our discussion forum for this week. Yeah, so what is actually the definition of summary in your opinion? So over here I give you the definition. It is a brief statement or account of the main points of something. And how to do the summary of a journal article. So first of all, we read the abstracts. So what is actually the abstract? Abstracts are short paragraphs written by the author to summarize research articles. So it's normally no more than 100 to 250 words. Mostly, I would say, publishers require the writers or the authors to write down a top of 250 words for an abstract. Okay, so it is a short summary of the content of a journal article. So the first thing for you, if you want to do the writing of a journal article, you need to first read the abstract, because the abstract is pretty much like a summary of the journal article. But what you will do later, of course, is more than an abstract writing, because an abstract writing is a very concise, so, while the summary of the journal article will be a little bit more expanded. Okay, so that's the first thing that you can do. Now the second one is to understand the context of the research. Make sure that you know what specifically the author will be discussing or analyzing, and the topic matters or the subject matters, whether it's actually a response to another article or it's actually like initial research. Okay, so by doing this, you will be able to learn what actually the arguments, what are the quotes or the data to pick up and analyze in your summary later. So the next part that you will do after you read the abstract and you understand the context of the research, and what you need to do is to skip to the conclusion. Not skip the conclusion, but skip to the conclusion. So you're moving, you skip the, I don't know if there's part of literature review and methodology, discussion and findings. We jump to just go to the conclusion part, because the conclusion part actually provides you with the information that you actually get if you read the findings and the literature review and so on. Okay, so so it ends up to learn more. You can actually learn more about the topic and to understand whether where the complicated outlines and the arguments will be leading. It is much also easier to comprehend the information if you read the researcher's conclusion first. Okay, so that is another step. And then the last one is to identify the main argument or position of the article. To avoid having to read through the whole thing twice to remind yourself about what is actually the main idea, make sure you actually get it first. That is why a worksheet of SQ3R can actually help you to better understand the text, okay, the journal article. Therefore, I'm just going to make sure that you actually understand what is the function of the SQ3R sheet. So the first one is you do the survey, you kind of write down the titles and the subtitles, and then you do the question. You ask questions, whether the questions of what, where, when, and why. Okay, and who actually do this research? What is the context? Where did the research conducted? When did this research happen, and why this researcher want to do this research? Okay, so that is some things that you need to find out in your reading as you complete this sheet. Okay, and then after that you do the reading, and then after that you find out the facts or the important information, and then after that you start writing the summary. Yeah. So then what we will do some practice. I will provide you with an article. Actually, this is not really a journal article, but we'll start from a bit of a common article, and then later on you will find out as we go through the writing practice. Yeah. So I'm providing you with an article over here, so have a look over there, and then find out what is actually the content of the article. So if you have done the reading, you can see over there the definitions of, sorry, the title of the research is actually about how bacteria are changing our mood. And then there are some questions over there about who, what, where, and how. Sorry, who, what, where, when, and why, and how. If you want to make it even more precise, yeah, I put some answers over there. And then after that, I find out some facts, and there are some result after the research. And then after that, I'm going to start writing down the summary. So here is my summary after I do the reading of the text. Okay, so I combine the information from the question. After I give the question, I combine all of the information in the question part, and then after that I also add a little bit of the information from the facts, and then also the result of the research. So that is how I present my ideas. So if you go through the outlines again one by one, if you split it again, so the main concern of the article, that's where you actually mention the what, where, when, where, why of the research. And then when you recite it, then you actually put the information about facts of the previous research, and then what happens after the research is conducted. So it's actually the result. Okay, so I would say in a way you can actually divide it into like 3 big parts. So the first part will be about the what, when, where, the context of the research, and then the second part is about past research, and then the last part is about the result of the research. Okay, so that is the how you present your ideas after you complete your SQ3R. So the common mistake of writers of the writing of the summary is the first one is to forget to identify the main events. So every journal articles includes main events that capture its essence. So something like the core of the research. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to locate them so that you will be able to write down a complete summary. And then you also some people forget to locate the important arguments, while you only find out the previous research and then find out the result. But you actually some people forget to locate the important argument. Let's say, for example, why they want to do this research. I think that is one core question that in a summary you need to provide. Okay, so that is something that is commonly done by people. Then then later on in your summary writing, do not forget to do this. Okay. And then the other thing is that to read the text only one time, because definitely when you are reading a journal article, it is not enough to read only one time. And then the other thing is you provide your own summary, you provide your own opinion, because definitely it is unlikely in a summary you provide your own opinion, because that would be a different types of a journal article. Okay, so that is the common mistakes. So I really hope by identifying these common mistakes, you will not do these mistakes in your journal summary, in your writing of a summary of a journal article. Yeah. So as a practice for you, there is an instruction over here. I want you to write down a summary of a journal article, one of the articles that's given, and then also use the SQ3R sheet to help you. Okay, so we have given you quite some journal articles from Ibu Eka, if I'm mistaken, and then Pak Togu from Ibu Ike, and actually you can find more in the internet if you want to. And then we want you to read these articles, and then use the SQ3R sheet to help you identifying the key information of the articles, and then later on transfer the information in the SQ3R to a summary writing. Okay, so that's your practice, and then later in our practicum we're going to discuss this summary writing of yours. So that will bring me to the end of my video. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm looking forward to seeing you with your writing, with your summary writing in our practicum session. And for next week, we will do a critical review on a journal article. You know, some of you may be thinking that there will be a lot of writing. Yeah, because at the end of the semester, you'll be expected to do some writing. So we kind of have a warm up before you actually do the writing. Yeah, so that would be the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in our practicum session. Here is the references for this material for this week. Thank you, everyone. See you in the practicum session. Goodbye.